Good morning, guys. It's the Deej with another Sales Energizer tip for the day on a Friday edition, and everyone's in a good mood. The weather's kind of turned. It's just delicious outside. It's just great. It's a great day to be alive where I am today. So I was thinking, my grandfather, of course, a million years ago, after the war, couldn't do anything, and so he started selling office supplies. Carbon paper back then. You know, when you used to say, press hard, you're making 3 copies. He would sell the stuff that you'd have to press hard to make 3 copies. He got started with his own little business, and my grandmother used to make fun of him because on his business cards, the name of his company, which I forgot, and then there was like a picture of like a big, giant conglomerate office building with smoke billowing from the top, and it was like that was the picture, the little outlined picture on his business card. My grandmother would make fun of him because it wasn't a big, it was him in the corner of the house basically running this business, and that's always stuck with me because what happens is people, and I deal a lot with people in small businesses, 2 to 10 people or so, or 20 or 30 people. I deal with small business, and the small businessman or woman tries to portray to the world that they're huge. They just figure out a way, use all big contracts and, have a fancy website and all that stuff to make you look really big. And then the big companies, the giant places, want to become more, hey, you're down home, friendly people, here we are hanging out, just call us, we're all that stuff. And it's like opposite, because the big companies realize the money is to be made, the loyalty is to be made by having that kind of friendly, a homespun attitude. That small business mindset with a big business is a recipe for success. And then the small business person thinks that they're somehow less credible because they're small. It's the exact opposite. So I was on a call yesterday. Somebody was selling me a product, and I just like listening to salespeople. The guy was very nice. He was good. He had an English accent, which always makes you sound smarter. And he was obviously reading a script. In the beginning, he said, okay, listen, we're just going to talk a little bit. I'm going to ask you some questions. And if it's something that I think would benefit you, I'll let you know. And then I'll move you to the real account executive who could explain the exact process like that. And so he went to ask these questions, and I answered them. I really didn't need it. I didn't want it. There was no connection. It was like the opposite of what to move me over. And then at the end of our conversation, he said, well, based on what you've said, I think it would be a good idea for you to get started. I'm going to move you over to this guy. So he didn't listen to anything I said, but their whole sales process was so scripted so perfectly to make them look like a big company, and I knew it wasn't there, that they did the opposite. They lost credibility in my eyes because I knew he was just reading, he wasn't listening. You have a distinct advantage by being a solopreneur or an entrepreneur in a smaller type of business. You could change and shift on a dime. You in this market economy, you are the one that has a greater advantage to grow than the big company has for maintaining what they have. Utilize that which you already have to its fullest extent, and the rest of your career, you'll be flying high. And I know you can do it. You know why? Because you're the best, and I'm the Deej, and it's Friday, and we're going to finish strong, baby. Go get them today.